Every hour, every minute, every second, there's something new going on with your favorite pastime. This is Pastimes on the Mic, and here we are bringing you our hockey segment. This is Reading Between the Pipes. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, Twitter, and TikTok. Stay up to date with everything hockey. I'm here with my man, Guy Buckley Jr. About to talk some puck. Guy, how we doing today, man?
Good. Rangers are on a little 4-game winning streak.
They're back, baby.
Three
They're
games
back.
after the All-Star break. But other than that, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. It seems that break, like you said on our show, was much needed for the Rangers. I think that's the team that probably benefited the most
Oh
from the
yeah.
All-Star break. My Bruins are doing all right. You know, they played great against the Canucks and all these great teams, and they shit the bed against like garbage teams. I don't get it, but it's only a
Can't
three
count
game.
out those garbage teams, man. Hockey is just
Yeah,
a different sport.
yeah, it
Can't
is.
keep
But
them in too long. You got to shut them out early.
yeah, it's only a 3 game sample size. Though I think they'll be all right. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure the Bruins will be all right. They always seem
yeah,
to figure it out, and they have the best two goalies in the league.
exactly. Yep. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the hockey world. So let's dive right into it. We were just talking about it right before we started recording, so I guess we'll start off with that. A lot of these, so-called washed-up players are starting to heat up again, and the two names that I have in mind specifically is Alexander Ovechkin of the Capitals and Jonathan Huberdeau of the Flames. And I guess we'll start off with Huberdeau because we were starting to talk about him before the show.
Yeah.
I'll just say it. Here's the stat. Huberdeau is a point per game player so far in 2024, and we're about a month and a half in 2024. I mean, that's a pretty hefty sample size right there. I don't know what you think about all that.
Um, I mean, like, listen, if you look back at the trade when they traded Huberto for Kachuk, I always mispronounce his name.
Yeah,
Um, listen, he was coming off his best year,
yeah,
so like it's very hard to match that. So
yeah,
you start to not appreciate these players. Obviously, Huberto has taken a very big drop.
yeah,
But sometimes it just takes a little bit to get comfortable in a new place, new area. I mean, he's a little older, so you kind of want him to start get going
yeah,
before he has to get out of the league. Um, but maybe he's not that 100-point player. Maybe that was his peak. That's it. And
yeah,
maybe he's just a 60-point player a year type of player. It's hard. Like, sometimes players just get in these grooves where like they're unstoppable. The net's gigantic. They can see the net. They see the ice. Great.
yep,
Maybe Huberto's just a 60-point player type of player a year.
yeah,
Maybe he's not that 100-point player like you're gonna, and that does suck when you look back at the trade. But I mean, come on.
yeah. It sucks. You trade away, and we were hanging out together last night watching the Super Bowl. We were talking about Kachuk, how good he is. He's only
Yeah.
26. He's finally starting to heat up now. So it's kind of a big blow for the Flames. But to back up Huberdeau a little bit here, in 13 games this in 2024 so far, he's at like 14 points. Phenomenal pace right now. But I'll say this: I think this is what happened. I don't watch the Flames too much, but Elias Lindholm, I think trading him away really
Opens up
opened
the
up the
door.
floodgates for
Yeah.
Huberdeau. He can just
It's a good take.
play more to his speed. He's not relying on, another alpha per se. Maybe he's just, the Flames are probably playing some garbage hockey. They're going to be a rebuilding team, but he's getting his now. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably what happened in the Flames locker room. Maybe he's just opened up the floodgates now. Huberdeau is just kind of balling
It
out.
gives him a new type of confidence. Sees the ice
Exactly.
differently. Something
Yeah.
changed. I mean, that Lindholm definitely plays a factor in that because he was one of their stars.
Yeah.
And maybe this will make him a little bit more confident when he's playing on the ice. He's playing against my Rangers tonight, so we'll see how he does against Igor.
Yeah. We'll see how he does. Yeah. And the Flames aren't done yet, though. We still got a little under a
Hannafin.
month of the trade deadline. Now that Huberdeau's heating up, I did read some things on Twitter that they actually could flip him now, flip him at a high. Who knows if he can
Might as
ever.
well.
Yeah,
Why not?
right. Because I was surprised they were planning on holding on to him regardless. But yeah, now that he's heating up, he might be
I
making a
think they'll
trade move
trade
for himself.
him or I feel like they have to trade Hannafin.
Hannafin's definitely gonna go too. That's another guy. What's the other?
Kadri. I don't know how to say his last name.
Kadri's up there. He's like what, 32 years old.
Yeah,
He's
he's having the best season on that team right now. He's leading them with 44 points.
Yeah, they're probably gonna trade him. Maybe another guy they got from that Kachuk trade, Mackenzie Weegar. He's the
Yeah, he's
leading
up there.
defenseman in goals. Yeah, 15 goals.
32 points. Yeah, 32
Yeah,
points.
leads all defensemen. Yeah, so I feel like the Flames might not be done. Jacob Markstrom. Now this guy was a
This sucks. You go
Vezina.
from what? Didn't they have what's his name too? Johnny Hockey.
Johnny
Didn't he?
Gaudreau. Yep. Yeah, Johnny Gaudreau.
You have him and Kachuk. You're having the battle against the Oilers, and just like that, back to rebuild mode.
Yep. I know that they really bought all of these like somewhat older guys in the middle of their prime, just to maybe, I guess the locker room was really working out with Kachuk and Gaudreau. They're like, all right, well, you know what? We'll get the 115-point guy in Huberdeau. This guy's
Yeah.
got to be a stud. He was in the Hart conversation 2 years ago. Just hasn't really panned out. Calgary, though, is just there's something going on in Calgary. I don't know what it is, whether it's just
Markstrom could be traded too. I don't know. I could see him getting traded. The
for
goalie.
sure. Yeah, Markstrom definitely for sure. Yeah. Chris
I mean, he's
Tanev,
not
too.
having a bad year. 17 wins, 13 losses, save percentage of 915, and averaging 2.5 goals against. Not bad.
Yeah, another guy is Chris Tanev, the defenseman. He's always a career plus guy, so that's always valuable. He was a longtime Canuck. I know the Canucks were talking about getting him back along with Lindholm. Yeah, there's a lot of guys they can move, man. So we'll see what they do. Huberdeau's on a
And
hot.
money, of course, comes into a factor.
Yeah. Yeah, because when the Panthers traded away Huberdeau and the Flames got him, I think they signed like a mega deal, right? Like once they got him, it was a
I
signing
do
trade.
feel like that did happen.
Yeah, I think it
I'm
was a
not sure
signing
of the
trade.
numbers, but or years. I think it was a lot of years, honestly.
Yeah, he got paid, dude, for a while.
Well, hockey with the age thing, like it's not really a problem in hockey, honestly. The age, like you see Ovechkin, the other player we're going to talk about, like age clearly does not matter if you know how to play the sport of hockey.
Dude, Jaromir Jagr is like 50-something years old, and he's still playing in the Czech league, dude. Like, it's Gordie Howe played till he was like in his 50s, so it's like hockey players are different, man. They're different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but like you just said, the other guy I want to talk about who was proclaimed washed by many people this year, Alexander Ovechkin, 5 goals in his last 5 games.
Washed, and he's leading the team in points. But
yeah. People, and I've been seeing on the show too for a while, Ovechkin was just dealing with bad luck most of the time this year. The shots were still there. It's just the accuracy wasn't there. Goalies would make like the most obscure, crazy saves against like what should have been goals. Like he got really unlucky beginning of the year. And he's not that he was ever like that quick, but he is moving a little bit slower. Maybe his slap shot speed isn't like how it used to be. I mean, I don't know how much more you can expect from a 39-year-old Alexander Ovechkin, but like, yeah, man. I mean, he's leading the team in points. He's on a hot streak right now, and his playmaking has actually stepped up.
I was gonna say, it's like as you get older, like you see it with LeBron, he became more of a passer in basketball. So maybe as you get older, you start dishing the puck a little bit more.
Yeah, like Ovechkin, he's on pace to have his most assists in a season since.
I'm looking at it right
2011.
Now.
2011, like
59 he had in 09 and 10.
Yeah, dude, like if he keeps going at the rate this season, he's probably on pace for like close to 50 assists, 40 assists in that ballpark. Yeah, man. I mean, take that in 20, 30 goals a year. That's valuable, man. That's valuable. And people are like, Ovechkin's done after this year. He's going to retire.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, he's 60. I think he's less than 60 goals away from breaking Gretzky's record. Plus this season, that's like 2, maybe 25 goal seasons after that. That's so
I just don't see him retiring nor leaving the Caps. Like I think I don't see it.
And he's 38 now. He's in his age 38 season.
I'll give him till 40. I'll give him till 42.
I think it's a good answer. I'll agree with you on that. I'm going like 42, 43. It's just like same with Crosby. Crosby's going to play till he's like 43, maybe 45, dude. Like if he just wants to do it, These guys are just
it really does. It's like you get burnt out or you just keep going. Like it's tired of maybe I don't know, maybe unforeseen things. You don't know. But as of now, I think he's staying a Cap and playing hockey.
Yeah, that's it, man. He wants that record. He's a competitor, dude. I mean, he
You're telling me he's not going out there thinking I have the chance to pass the best hockey player of all time,
and probably the best stat in hockey. No, the one that really matters.
Like, when's the next time we're going to see something like that? I mean, McDavid could probably, if obviously keeps up the consistent play of what he does, could definitely do it. But besides him, like, when are we ever going to see it again? So, he's definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, and like the only name off the top of my head I can think that can beat this goal scoring category is Austin Matthews. That's probably
Yeah.
about it. He's probably the only
Yeah.
guy that can maybe challenge it. And even so, he's going on a crazy pace, but nothing's stopping Austin Matthews as of right now. So I mean, sky's the
Yeah.
limit for him.
Austin Matthews. I have him in fantasy. That guy is just a goal scorer.
42 goals on the year, man. He is just insane. 60 goal season 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got
an
to
animal.
stay on the ice. Can't get hurt. Knock on wood. Hopefully.
That's it. Yeah, and he was hurt last year, and he had like 40 goals still. It's like,
Yeah, I
dude,
think he had 80. I remember we talked about it. I think he had like 82, 83 points.
insane. Yeah, but yeah, it's good to see Ovi scoring goals again. That's what he's known for. But I mean, look, with this playmaking and the goal scoring now, Ovi could be a dangerous, dangerous player down the stretch, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
I mean,
Good to see him and Huberto
the
actually,
Metro,
coming
man.
around.
I didn't have Washington getting hot. So, and
Yeah, neither
again,
did I.
that's what we say. We always say it. Anything could happen.
Anything can happen. Yep.
Because then now that I'm looking at the standings, they're past Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's falling off on a 2-game losing streak. Devils 2-game losing streak. Islanders lost, so the Capitals could jump. The Flyers are back on a win streak, actually. Wow. But
Yeah. Flyers have Tortorella is a good coach, so I mean, he's gonna keep them together as much as he can. It is also a young team.
yeah. Yeah, Rangers, Hurricanes, top 2 teams on winning streaks.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, that Metro Division, man. We talk about every episode. It's always close.
It's always close. Every
Speaking
year.
yeah. And speaking of the Metro, the top team in the Metro, in the standings, all looks good record wise, but there's some talks about the goalie situation down there. I wanna hear your opinion again on the whole Igor Quick situation. A lot of Ranger fans I see on Twitter and on Facebook or whatever, they're saying Quick every game, Quick, Quick, Quick.
Yeah.
Keep riding Quick till the wheels fall off. I'm like, I think it's a little out of pocket, but I want to hear what you think about all that.
Um. Listen, I get it. Start the hot goalie,
Yeah,
but listen, Quick's doing what he was signed to do: be a backup goalie and play good hockey.
yeah,
He's not the everyday starter. Now I know, obviously, he could possibly be, but he's doing what he's meant to do, what he was signed to do. And he was from Connecticut. He loves the New York Rangers, and that was his favorite team. So to get a chance like that, you really want to appreciate it. But
yeah,
for Igor, not that long ago, he won the Vezina. He's arguably the best goalie in the league. Is he having a
yeah,
downtime right now? Yeah, he was injured. And I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like, it's not his fault, because there are some games where he does look like shit, looks bad.
yeah.
But,
Hmm.
you know, it I don't know what it is with the Rangers, but sometimes they just don't play in front of Igor. Like, they just don't.
Yeah,
They screen him, they let up some shit goals, like they lead some odd man rushes. So I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and say Igor's the starter. He's my starter. That's who I'm
yeah,
calling the starter until, you know, it's very clear that he's not a starter anymore in the NHL. But you also got to remember, Igor was this whole team at one point, not
yeah,
that long ago. Maybe not this year, but last year, 2 years ago. Like, Rangers have a history of relying on their goalie,
yeah,
Lundqvist. I mean, come on, that guy played until he literally couldn't play anymore, and they went to one Stanley Cup and blew it because their defense sucked.
yeah,
So, well, I can't say sucked, but didn't play for him. Sometimes it's just like it's a team thing. Like, I don't know what it is. They rely heavily on the goalie.
yeah,
But I'm gonna sit here and say Igor's my starter. He's the starter until further notice. Quick's
yeah,
doing what he's supposed to do.
yeah, yeah. And Quick has been, I know at the beginning of the year he started off really good. They
Yeah, I
kind
think
of
he's like
that bad,
7 or 8 0-1.
yeah. They had kind of that little bad stretch later in late 2023 or whatever. But now he's kind of hot again. And I saw this. Let me see their schedule real quick. The Rangers. They played like a pretty like crappy. They played Chicago recently, right? That's the team they
That was
played.
their last game. They played on Friday.
And Igor got the start, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So did they win that game?
they
I'm
won
kind of
3-1.
3-1. That's right. Yeah,
But
Igor
Igor let up a quick
a
goal,
quick goal. Yeah. I saw on Twitter before that game happened. It was like,
constant asking the question, who do we
yeah, they were like,
start?
"Who's starting?" And I saw a lot of Rangers fans. They were like, "Start quick again, start quick again." And I was like, just thinking to myself, I'm like, "This is the perfect opportunity for Igor. Listen, play quick now. He's the hot goalie. Play
Yeah.
him against division rivals, good teams, whatever. As for right now, for right now, the bad teams like Chicago or whoever else they're playing, let Igor get those starts, rebuild that confidence, so then you get your true goalie one back, in form. Just get some wins under the belt. You know, let him play against bad teams. So it's like I was kind of
Build his
like,
confidence up.
yeah, these guys are saying, "Oh, don't start Igor at all until quick the wheels fall
It's
off."
a
I'm like,
"What are
I
you doing for me now" league. It really is. It's kind
exactly,
of with everything,
yeah,
honestly. Like all sports, we see it.
yeah,
Um, it's just it's tough, and it's I'm sure it's tough on Igor too, mentally. Like, he's playing against the Blackhawks. They don't have Bedard, and the team's kind of not that good.
yeah,
And bam, it's 1-0. He let up a quick goal.
yeah,
So for them to come back, win 3-1, that or not 3-1, they won in overtime. Actually, I forgot they blew it. They blew the 3-1 lead. I was so mad watching that game because I was like,
oh,
great, now all the Igor shit's gonna come back out. But yeah, they were winning 3-1 and they actually won in overtime. It was actually a crazy game.
yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, they won in overtime 4-3.
yeah.
But
Wow.
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like they get the Rangers seem to get lazy when they have a lead,
Yeah,
and I'm sure most teams do that. But like you could say all you want, Blackhawks bad team. It's still a hockey team in the NHL. Like
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to play a full 60 minutes, and they got caught being lazy
yeah,
and went to overtime and they almost costed the game. A win for Igor, a win for Igor's confidence. Like when you have something like that, you're up 3-1. I feel like, and your goalie's like struggling a little bit and you want to build their confidence. Like just don't play lazy.
yeah,
Keep playing. So thank God they won because if they lost, the narrative would be Igor's the backup. I'm not like they would be pushing it. Like it wouldn't
yeah,
even be a debate anymore. People would be saying start quick.
yeah,
And I said in the beginning of this show, like a while ago when we first started this podcast, that I see Igor not signing back with the Rangers.
yeah. When's he a free agent?
I believe after next year.
Oof. Yeah.
So next year is a contract year for him.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
gonna
can totally see him leaving.
that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's because we'll see. Because who else do the Rangers have? That's on expiring contracts. Do you know? Like, is Miko like on expiring
No,
contract or
Mika
anything?
signed, Kreider signed, Panarin signed, Fox is signed.
Okay,
Maybe
so
like their core guys are signed. Trocheck signed. I don't know when Lindgren signed. I'd have to check, but I know their core guys, like
are all
studs
signed.
wise, are all signed through at
All right,
least the next
so
2-3 years.
that's not too bad then for the Rangers' sake of reacquiring Igor. It's kind of up to Igor at this point now. I think the ball's in his court.
I would
You
do
know,
everything in my power to sign him.
yeah, for sure.
You can't just give up on a guy that just won the Vesna, and like it's just. Granted, it was 2 years ago. Like I'm saying, but like in recent history, he just won it. So like I don't know. They're just so quick to give up on these players, man. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah, it's like you said in all sports. There's no patience anymore. Like let's say that
Instant. They need instant. It's crazy.
like let's say if like we'll say for the 49ers, they lost last night, like what's gonna change? Is Brock Purdy, gonna be the guy there still? He can't win the big game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like are they look for other routes to
Meanwhile, he
QB?
didn't have a bad game at all last night,
Exactly. Yeah. So there's no patience anymore. You can make it all the way to the Super Bowl, you can make it all the way to the Stanley
and you
Cup, the
still are
World
getting
Series.
talked about getting
If
rid
you're
of.
on the losing ends, like listen, if you make it to the World Series, no matter what, you're the second or first best team in the league at that point. I don't get why changing,
Anything.
everything after one big loss. I get it. It's the grand stage,
Like
but you can't change up the formula too much after winning all year long.
like the Ranger fans that are saying, screw Igor, make him the backup, clearly didn't watch when they were down 3-1 against the Penguins. He had a meltdown
Yes.
in that series. He was down 3-1, came back 1-4-3. Like went out to the Hurricanes, arguably the best team in the league that year, or the Lightning. Beat them, beat the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
and then you go and you win the first 2 games against the Lightning in the Eastern Conference Finals. Team fell apart, tired. I'm assuming. I mean, whatever. But like they're just so quick to forget about those things.
Yeah.
And last year obviously was a disappointing year, lost in the first round to the Devils. But I mean, I don't know. They're just the Ranger fans are so. It's with all fans though, with any sport. Honestly, it's like
Yeah.
we say. It's just that you just need like, so
Living in
what
the
are you
moment
doing
too
for me
much.
right now at this
Yeah.
second? And if you look at Igor's stats, they look like shit. So fuck him. Let's bench him.
Yeah. So speaking of Igor though, and his free agent year, you're right. It's 2025. But check this out. Let's say if Igor and the Rangers have a falling out, we don't know what goes on in the locker room. Let's say they
I
have a
could
falling
totally
out.
see it too. But
Here
continue.
is the goalie free agent class of 2025. So the Rangers might be all right. Igor, Linus Allmark, Juice Soros,
Okay.
Aiden Hill, Gorgiev, Vanacek. It's a stacked. So I feel like Igor might want to test the market.
Well, I mean, like the thing is, if you know that's the future and that's the class, you want to set the market first. You don't want to
Exactly.
have to wait for the market to be set, and then you're spending a shit ton of money.
Yep.
So obviously Igor's gonna want top dollar, and as
Yep.
of all those other goalies you just named, like Soros, he's gonna want money
Yeah.
for sure. Um, you go and you pay that guy right away. You pay him first, so you
Yep.
don't have to be competing with other teams.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't think Drury would let someone like Igor go,
Yeah.
but I can see Igor being like, "Fuck this! Like this team doesn't play
Yeah.
for me."
The ball's in
Bullshit.
Igor's court at this point. Yeah. I think the Rangers are all in on
Yeah.
Igor. I think Drury, like you said, will want to get Igor back in the Rangers, in a Ranger sweater. But yeah, it's kind of up to him at this point.
I feel you look at Rangers history, like they have a goalie for a long period of time and they
Yep.
retire or leave a Ranger. Like it's
Yep.
just, it's I don't see how you let someone like Igor go. But again, I'll have fans watch this and tell me I'm a fucking idiot and Igor sucks and he needs to go and he's a drama queen. But I mean, when let me know how you feel when he's in a Devils jersey saving pucks for them in the playoffs and you're versing them and you got fucking some schmuck in the goal for the Rangers. Like
Yeah.
then it'll hit him. It's like if you saw Judge in a Boston jersey.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's just
You want
something
to
you don't
puke.
want to see.
Yeah. You want to puke. Yeah, and playing devil's advocate here a little bit. Let's say Igor does leave. He does sign with like a Devils or Avalanche or something like that. The Rangers got options at least. At
Yeah,
least
at least they have options.
this is the class to lose them. This is it. And from my Bruin standpoint, a little bit here. I mean, look, you know me, how I feel about
They
Swayman.
need to
I
trade
I,
Allmark.
I think Olmark's free agent 2025. If they got to trade him by next year, gotta.
Maybe that's what they're waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for next year to trade him.
Yeah, just to maybe get we'll see what free agent signs they make. I feel like they'll be playmakers for Lindholm in free
Hmm.
agency. I think that's what they're mainly waiting for here. But yeah, that goalie class is stacked in 2025. That's gonna be exciting. So I'm just curious now. I want to see all positions for 2025 free agents. Tavares, oh my god, that deal's over already in 2 years. Wow, a lot of Maple Leafs players off the books in 2025. Tavares, Mitch Marner, Crosby's a free agent. Mikko
I hope the
Rantanen,
Rangers go after someone like Mitch Marner.
Draisaitl's a free agent, so the Oilers got to figure.
He's going back to the Oilers. I don't see
Yeah,
the team.
they're playing great hockey. I don't see it either. Brett Burns, he's gonna be 40 years old. Jesus, this is 2025, so this is a little bit ahead. I'm just curious about 2024 now. Going down a rabbit hole here. The goalie class for 2024 is not that good. I think the best guy was like Cam Talbot.
Cam
See, 20.
Talbot's actually having a decent year this year.
Yeah, yep. A little bit older, but it's a very solid goalie. The free agents, wow, for 2024. Obviously, Stamkos. We're talking about him a lot. Sam Reinhart. I always forget he's a free agent. He's having a
Great.
great contract year. Awesome contract year. He's going to get paid. Hopefully, he leaves Florida. Gwensel.
He needs to get signed, man, or traded. Figure it out.
Yeah. The Penguins are falling those standings, man. So I feel like, you know, Are they gonna go the Warriors route? Keep Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Malkin, Letang, and Crosby. Just keep them till they retire, and then trade away the young win now talent Gwenzel. It's tough, man. It's
I'd trade
tough.
someone like Malkin.
Yeah,
Keep
makes
your star in Crosby, pair him up with Gensel, and just trade Malkin.
yeah,
You can get something for him. Like if you're trying to win, if you're not trying to win and you're trying to plan for the future, then fucking clean house. But if you're
yeah,
trying to win, I don't know. See what you can get for someone like Malkin. I don't know.
yeah.
They're in a weird spot because they just went and got Carlson, so like they're paying him. I don't know what they need to do
Yeah, it's a tough situation. You know,
because
you
if they're not
signed.
winning, like Jari's not a bad goalie.
Yeah, yeah. They just signed a 33-year-old Eric Carlson. You know, that's a lot of baggage right there. That's a lot of investment in an older player. Got Crosby, got Malkin, you got Letang.
Sounds good on paper.
Yeah, it sounds great on paper. They're not doing it. It's weird.
No,
Yeah, it's like I get the respect standpoint. I get that. I get wanting to have Letang, Malkin, and Crosby all play every single game with each other, then retire all together. I get it. It's a cool storybook ending. It's sweet. It's cool. But from a business competitive standpoint, you know, you gotta look at the bigger picture maybe a little bit. You're like, all right, Crosby's fine, Gwensel's fine, Jari, Carlson's having a decent year. Malkin, you know, he's a great two-line center. He's been so his whole career. You know, maybe he's just not working out on the second, third line. I don't watch the Penguins, so I don't
yeah, I
know.
don't watch him either, so I don't know where it's an
Maybe
issue.
just ship Malkin out for some picks, younger players to play with Crosby. Maybe trade
I
Letang
think like what
too.
they're looking at is like maybe they don't want to go the younger player out because like you have to wait for that player to develop,
And you're
and
wasting
like
Crosby's
they
twilight
don't
years.
really
Yeah.
yeah they don't really have time for that. So it's kind of like win now or fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Penguins, what I see personally, I see them being a very like Warriors type team. I think they're just gonna ride it out. They're gonna
See
ride
what
out
happens.
Malkin, Cross. They're just gonna keep
Because
riding
I
it.
can't see like someone like Crosby, like I said with Ovechkin, in a different jersey. Like I just can't.
No.
Grew up my whole life watching them both in Caps and Penguins jersey. Like I can't see them going somewhere. Like it was so weird to see Tom Brady in a Bucks jersey.
Yeah, that
So
was so
like I mean
weird.
I guess you see with Brady, maybe someone like Crosby or someone like Ovechkin can get moved, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they don't go the younger route with the Penguins because they are going to waste time waiting for a player to develop. Like they have that young player though that developed, and they got Wetzel. Like sign
Yep.
him.
And Brian Rust is still there too. I know he's old. Maybe they could trade him or something. I don't know. It's just a weird.
I don't know. Seeing the Penguins, I think they'll make a trade for someone. Like maybe they'll
Yeah.
get a reunion with someone like Zucker from the
Yeah.
Coyotes, someone like that. Maybe
Yep.
spark something in the locker room. Who knows? Or maybe they'll just sell and play it for next year.
Yeah, I definitely see them riding out with the main core guys. It's just like a respect, mutual respect
Yeah.
thing. I feel like it's just an old team, man. I mean, look, Crosby's 36, Malkin's 37, Carlson's 33, Letang 36. Still got Jeff Carter, right? Yeah, Jeff Carter's 39, dude.
Yeah,
Like
Jess Carter's a fucking old fuck.
Brian Rush is 31 now. I don't know when his contract's up. He's
Riley
usually
Smith, didn't he? Wasn't he on the King? I mean the Knights.
yes, he was a Knight for a little bit. I think he went from the Penguins to the Knights, back to the Penguins or something like that. No, he was with the Bruins too. Way back in the
Crosby,
day.
Gensel, Malkin, Carlson. So they're guys that they signed besides Gensel are all high scoring guys on the team.
Yeah.
They're all at the top.
Nope.
So it has to be the bottom line that's not doing it, like you said. The bottom
Yeah.
lines aren't it.
Yeah, like Ricard Raquel.
Then they
He
traded for him.
he was a Bruin. No, he wasn't a Bruin. I thought he was. He was in Anaheim for a while. Wow, he was solid in Anaheim. Yeah, 28 goals last year too in Pittsburgh. So he's having a down year. Raquel's having a down year. Let's see.
Jari's
Took a,
also 14 and 15,
yes. Oh, what's his save percentage?
9-16.
He's having a great year. It's just I guess maybe the third or fourth line are just lighting up
Not
goals
doing
for
their
him.
job.
Let's see. Pittsburgh like line combinations. What we got here? It's Gwensel, Crosby, and Russ on the first line. Second line is Malkin, Riley Smith, and that kid from Edmonton. They got Jesse Puljojavari, how
Hmm.
his name is. I'm actually pretty high on that kid. I think he could be pretty solid. Drew O'Connor, Lars Eller, Ricardo Raquel on the third line. Jeff Carter's man the fourth line with Colin White. And
When did
I'll
they
be
get
honest,
that kid from Edmonton?
they got like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna
They
say he only has 3 games.
they just signed him. Are they just bad on defense? They got Chris Letang. I know Eric Carlson's not the best defending defenseman wise. Ryan Graves, Marcus
They got
Peterson.
him from the Devils.
Uh, yeah, I don't know much about their third and fourth lines outside of Jeff Carter, really. I know he used to be solid, but maybe he's just slow. I don't know. Maybe he's just
I
slow.
just can't wait for playoff hockey, man. It's the best time of year, I think.
That it is, man. Yeah, their power play unit's stacked, dude. Riley Smith,
What's
Crosby,
their win?
Ross,
What's their
Wentzel.
goal percentage on the power play? Do you have that?
I know their power play has not been good this year. Their
So
power
they
play has
that's a good
sucked.
special teams ain't doing it. Like the reason why I think the Rangers are actually still like number 1 is because they are doing good on the PK and the power play.
So the Penguins' power play percentage is a sad 13%. League average is 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah, their power play sucked this year. That's what I've been hearing. Their PK is above average though, so I mean,
Yeah, I guess, but like the PK, like you'd rather be higher on the power play because that's where you're scoring the goals.
that's right. That's where you're scoring. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they gotta, maybe make a move. Add someone to the power play 1 unit. I don't know. It's a bad power play. It looks good on paper. There's a lot of good names on there, but it
Maybe
just
too many players on the ice, they don't have passing the puck around enough.
yeah.
Or maybe they're always looking for Crosby. I don't know. I don't watch enough Penguins games to know, but
Yeah.
clearly something's got to change. Maybe shift up the power play lines.
Yeah. Yeah, power play is brutal.
But I see we want to talk about the Morgan Riley hit.
Yes. So this
I
was
mean,
against the Senators, and who got hit again? What's his name?
I thought it was Shane Pinto, but I could be wrong. I could check. Riley.
I think it was
No, it wasn't Shane Pinto. It was Greg, some guy. Forward Ridley Greg.
yeah, really Greg. Yeah. So really Greg, it's an empty netter, and from like not even 10 feet out, he slap shots it in.
Oh, he
Just
slap shots it.
yeah, he slap shots it. Morgan Riley doesn't like it. Now, let me see. Let me pull up the video for our viewers here. Let's see.
It's a dirty cross check.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
But like it for what he did. Did he deserve a cross check to the neck? No, but did he deserve some sort of repercussion? Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe not cross check the neck. Maybe cross check the hip or something if you're gonna cross check, or maybe just hit him into the boards. But don't decapitate the fucking guy.
Yeah, seriously.
I have the video if you need it.
Yeah, I got it pulling it up right here.
Yeah, there was no need to wind up that far.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. All right, so here it is.
On an Ottawa win and series win, and Riley takes exception to that. And the Battle of Ontario will boil over here.
Crazy.
Tarasenko? No, it's not Tarasenko. Who is that? No, it is Tarasenko.
Yeah, that's Tarasenko.
Riley, but he was
Oh, and Reeves, always good for us. The video didn't show his wind up for the slap shot if you want to start it over.
I understand the response. For Greg, you don't need to be showing up like that, but the reaction, not a Riley came flying in, and then
Chuck wasn't out there either.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's just too hot.
Yeah,
man.
that's brutal.
Maybe under the armpit, but like you can't go that. Like he's knocked the fuck out, bro.
Battle continues.
Well, he's too bad to fight.
I don't think
he's probably asking for another Zin.
At all, but
yeah, man, that's brutal. That's a gnarly.
Did he get suspended?
I don't think anything's confirmed yet, but he's going. I think he's going to something.
Yeah, I don't see anything. He put the puck in the
I don't know if
net.
he had a hearing yet or whatever, but he's gonna get
Riley
something.
has never been suspended in his 11-year career with the Leafs. He entered Saturday's contest with 42 points in 49 games while averaging 24 minutes. Greg's, yeah, it doesn't say anything about him being suspended. So, I mean, maybe they're assuming he's going to be suspended.
Yeah, he's gotta. I was reading something. He needs to get suspended or something.
Yeah,
But
that's doesn't look good for the league.
no, not at all.
Like you could make the argue, like you can always like there's always the other side. Like you can make the argument like, oh, heat of the moment in the game, mindset's a little crazy, but like you can't cross check someone in the fucking neck, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I mean, you could paralyze the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an ugly hit, man. That's just not a good look for Morgan Riley. And yeah, never suspended before. I think I never heard anything bad about him in his whole career.
Maybe the opportunities just never really presented itself to him. Like,
Yeah.
like can you name a time before? Can he name a time before he's been in a situation where some guys wind up from the empty net, and he's the only closest opposing player to the guy who did it? So maybe he's just never been in that situation before. He didn't know what to do,
Yeah. Absolutely
but
crazy.
he definitely reacted for sure.
Yes. Yes, he did.
And I'm sure there's some rivalry between the
Oh
two
yes.
teams.
Two two
Ottawa
two
versus
two
Toronto.
yeah, two Canadian teams,
Ottawa's
same.
looking at him like we suck.
Yeah.
We're having a down year. We got this fucking team, Toronto, always in it. So, there's some rivalries there probably.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, just to kind of like wrap up the show though, one more topic we can discuss. The return again, second time this year, the return of Patrick Kane. He's off injury report. He's back with the Detroit Red Wings, played on the second line.
I'm pretty sure they're talking extensions with him, right?
Makes
From what
sense.
I read.
They play so much better with him. I think that he found a new home. Him and
I don't know
DeBrincat.
if you caught the game. I mentioned it in one of our group chats, but I think it was his game back where they played the I gotta look at it. It was on Saturday. I said something about the game. It was a great game. The Canucks. They played the
Yeah,
Canucks at home.
and got the
Uh,
win.
they won in overtime, 4-3 on a shootout, a
Yep.
penalty shot, not a shootout.
Yeah, penalty
Uh,
shot. Yep.
but yeah, they were down 3-1, and I was just watching Kane because, like, obviously he was a Ranger last year, and I just grew up liking him, watching his game, so I turned it on. Canucks good team,
Yep.
and the Red Wings are,
In the hunt.
they're, yeah. So I wanted to see how they would play against a team like that. They were down 3-1, but man, when he's on the ice, man, he does not look like the Patrick Kane that played for the Rangers last year.
Yeah, I think that hip surgery really made done him
He
wonders, man.
looks like very, very confident in his game
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So I mean, it hurts. It hurts, but it's also, it's good to see someone like that playing well on another
yeah.
team, I guess you can say. Sucks that he's not in a Rangers uniform, but it's good to see that he's bounced back from this surgery because a lot of people did say he was gonna be shit when he came
Washed.
back.
Yeah, this has kind of been the narrative for this episode. Washed players, washed players,
Yeah,
really coming back into their own. Huberdeau, Ovechkin, Kane. Yeah, man. From the Red Wings clips and games I have tuned into, dude, they play like so good with Kane. It's
they're a
crazy.
very good team. They
Yeah,
are. The goalie situation there is not that great, so another team that could
yeah.
be in the talks for Allmark. Who knows? But
Maybe
uh,
Markstrom too. I could see that maybe trade for like Markstrom.
that team is a goalie away from really just turning it to a, oh shit, we're playing the Red Wings. That's a tough
Yeah,
team.
they got Kane, DeBrincat. They have a lot of young studs.
Dylan
Raymond's,
Larkin.
Dylan Larkin,
Raymond is probably
Snyder.
one of my favorite players in the
Raymond's
NHL.
disgusting. Raymond's nasty. He's gonna be a very good player.
He's
Moritz
just
Seider, great two-way
They got
player.
a good team, and another old Ranger, Andrew Kopp. They got Andrew Kopp there,
Andrew Kopp's always nasty, dude.
and then
Like,
they got Goss to spare on defense as well.
yeah, yes,
I completely forgot about that.
me too. Gosper is like a top. Well, in fantasy, it's a little bit different in real
He's a
life,
good
but
defenseman.
yeah, in fantasy, he's like a top 10 defenseman this year. He's always
So
solid.
they do have a decent team. It's just injuries. I know Larkin got hurt in the beginning of the year. Patrick Kane signed late, and then he got hurt again. So I mean, they beat the best team in the league in the Canucks. So they clearly can play with any team.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And Patrick Kane in his game back, he had an assist.
Yep. Registered assist. He's almost at a point per game pace with the Red Wings this year. So it's a huge pickup. And yeah, signing Kane to an extension makes way too much sense. He's such a good
Yeah,
catalyst for them.
I keep seeing that he's going to sign an extension.
I
I was
think
kind of
he's
hoping
going
the
to.
Red Wings would have a down year so the Rangers can go after him, but
Yeah, I think it's going to be Kane to the Red Wings for a while. I feel like
he looks good in a Red Wings uniform.
he does. He fits. He fits it there. And yeah, the Rangers, I mean, I think they're still in on Tarasenko, Vetrano, in that aspect of the game. So, I mean, moves to be
Give me
made.
Tarasenko, man. Just give me Tarasenko. I don't care who else they get. I do not care. Just give me
Yeah.
Tarasenko on the Rangers again.
Yep. I hear you, man. It's all your favorite players. You just want them back.
Yeah, Drury had a very bad offseason, for sure.
Yeah.
Missed out on both of them. Didn't even bring back either of them.
It is past February 9th now, so the Rangers can trade for Tarasenko now, so no one scooped him up. So
Yeah, I just had a memory come up on my Facebook of him on the Rangers.
crazy.
I can't believe that was a year ago. It's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. I was just thinking that. It's crazy. Well, to cap off the end of our show here, though, I'll pose the question. You probably already know my answer for this, but just a quick question. Who do you think is the most underrated player this season or in the league right now? Just to have some talk to our fans out there.
I definitely know your answer.
Yeah. And
I don't even have to look at the doc to know your answer.
Yeah.
If I had to say most underrated, I mean, on the spot, I want to say the guy I just talked about, Lucas Raymond. I want to say he's severely
That's a great
underrated.
pick. That's a W take. Yes, that's a really good pick.
I would need more time to think about one, like really look at it, but just off the rip, I would have to say Lucas Raymond.
That's a great pick. I do like that. Yeah, Raymond, I think he's got huge
potential,
like stud potential. Yeah, man.
You play him someone like Patrick Kane to teach him some things like that, and you got the Brinkett, Dylan Larkin.
Yep.
I mean, he's set up for success there.
Yeah, still just 21 years old as well. He's almost at a point per game pace. He's like 8 points off, but for a 21-year-old, can't hate on that at all.
Third
awesome.
on the team in points.
Third on the team in points. Yeah, he's a playmaker. He can score goals in this league. It's pretty nasty, man. Yeah, I like Lucas Raymond a lot. For my answer, I did write on the doc, but like I wouldn't say he's the most like underrated anymore because I feel like he has kind of gotten his flowers this year. He got the All-Star appearance, but he's in the midst of a career year, so I'll just hold on to it because I feel like he's not talked about enough in the NHL media. Robert Thomas, man, and I've been eyeing this guy for a long time.
I think Kairu's talked about more than him.
Yeah, Kairu's talked about more. I like Kairu. I think Kairu's a stud, but I think Robert Thomas is by far the best player on that team. Mm-hmm. Just had a 4-point game against forget who, but he had 3 assists and a goal. His career high in goals is only 20. He's at 18 now. Yeah, Montreal. I think he's at like 30 or 40 something assists already. I could be wrong on that. But
he's right here.
He's going to pass his career numbers though this year. He's
got 57 points on the year, 18 goals, 39 assists in 51 games played.
Yeah. 57 points in 51 games. I love to see it, man. He was over a point per game pace 2 years ago. That's why
is he the captain? Who's the captain there?
He might have took over. It's not Bucevanovic. It's not Kairu. Oh, you know who it might be? Is it Braden Shen?
Could be. That could be.
Might be Shen. Let's see.
You might be right.
He's definitely captain material. I think he's gonna be the captain there sooner or later. It's Braden Shen. Yeah, Braden Shen's the captain.
He definitely has an A.
Yeah, but Robbie Thomas definitely has an A.
Probably him, Kairu, Krug.
Maybe Kevin Hayes, maybe. I don't know how long he's been there.
He's new. He just signed.
Yeah,
he just went there.
Yeah, it's his first year. I know
he's not really doing much, honestly. He's actually doing nothing.
Yeah. Robbie Thomas, though, man. He's having an unreal year. I just want to shout out my boy. Yeah.
Those are two very underrated players for sure in the NHL.
Yeah, Lucas Raymond. Yeah, that's a good pick. I feel like he's coming to his own.
Last year, he kind of had a down year. this year. You know, he's
Yeah.
picked it back up. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll reach out to Adam, ask to trade him. He probably won't give
Yeah.
it away.
Yeah, 21 years old, upcoming stud. It's hard to trade the other way. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Anything else you want to discuss? Or
I see you added something on the doc. That's new stat of the day.
oh yes, I meant to say this. What's it called? Last week. So yeah, check this out. My mind was blown when I heard this. The stat of the day. I meant to say this 2 weeks ago. So this is our first stat of the day for the show. Montreal Canadiens legendary goalie. I want to puke saying that, but yeah, Carey Price. He gave the Bruins some trouble over the years. Blah blah blah. But yes, Montreal goalie Carey Price had played with
Wow.
only one in his whole career, one 80-point scorer his whole career. When I read that, I was
That's insane. I want to. Can you look up who it is? Because I want to guess. I want to see if I can guess it.
all right. I forget who it is, but name some names.
I'm just
I
trying
think
to
I
think
re-
of players he played with. He played
if
with
I re-
Weber.
if I remember correctly, it's some like not a nobody, but like just a guy like a little past our generation.
Was he an 80-point scorer on the team?
I believe so. Yeah, because he had to play with him in that year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like he had to be an 80-point scorer with Carey Price on the team.
Not Mike Hoffman. I'm just thinking about random people, bro.
So I'll give you a hint. I gotta get the name myself, but he played. So Carey Price played from 07.
Oh,
I think.
God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was from that era to 2022. It's not a really.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't get it then. I was
recent
thinking
guy.
maybe you played with him recently.
Monahan's a good guess though. So Carey Price last year was 2022. Try to remember who it was. It was some dude like. Yeah, Nick Suzuki led in 2022, 61 points.
Wow.
Yeah. 2021, the lead scorer was, oh my God, Tyler Toffoli with 44 points. That was a shortened year, though. That was the COVID year.
Yeah.
So take that with what you want. 2019, 2020, lead scorer was Thomas Tatar with 61 points. Again, I
Damn,
think
they really just don't have high-scoring people.
yeah, it's been a while since they have it. 2019, this is a full season. Max Domi, 72 points.
Wow, Max Domi.
2018, the lead scorer for the Canadiens was Brendan Gallagher with 54.
Oh my God.
That's horrible in a full season. 2017, most points in a season. Max Pacioretty with 67.
He's on the Capitals now.
Yeah.
Pacioretty?
Yep. Pacioretty again was 64 in 2016. I think he was the lead guy for a while there.
Well, is Mike Hoffman on that team, or he was? No, maybe he was on the Senators.
Pacioretty again with 67. 2015. 2014 Canadiens. Pacioretty again with 60.
Jesus.
They were bad for. They actually played pretty solid 2014 too. They had 100 points.
What year did they make the Stanley Cup?
That was like
18?
the COVID year, right?
2021
2021 or 2020 against the Lightning. Yeah, that was a weird year. In a full, right? Or was this a lockout year? This was a lockout year, 2013. Pacioretty again, 39 in 2013. 2012 was Pacioretty again, 65. So yeah, Pacioretty was the top guy for a while, for like a decade in Montreal, but he never topped 70 points. Maybe once, that was it.
Jesus.
2011 was Tomas Plekanec. I don't know who that is. He only had 57 points. This is a little bit like before I really got into it. They made it to the Stanley Cup. No, they made it to the conference finals against the Flyers this year in 2010. I remember this. Their top scorer was I think it's this guy. I think this is the guy who did it though. Thomas Plekanec. He got 80 points.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's a little bit before we got more into it. I think it was his rookie year he did it too. It was Carey Price's rookie year.
His first year in the league.
Yeah. All right, so the answer was Alex Kovalev. He had 84 points in 2008. That's it. That's the answer. Yeah, I had to search all the way
I would
back.
not
Yeah.
have guessed that.
Alex Kovalev has 1 cup and 1 All-Star appearance. Who did he win the cup with? He won the cup with the Rangers in 1994 at the age of 20 years old.
The more you know.
Yeah, Kovalev, I don't know much about him, but yeah, no, he's a little bit before our time.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that was 08. And just for shits and giggles, let's go to 06, 07. Carey Price was on the team yet. So yeah, it was his rookie year. And that's it. He hasn't had he had one or two 70-point scores his whole career. That's insane. And the fact they've made it to the cup once, they've made some deep playoff runs.
They've been a very, very down team for the past century, it sounds.
Yeah, they've been pretty bad. Carey Price, man, that got carried. So I thought that was just a crazy stat.
No, that is crazy.
Talk about having no help. 180-point score your whole career.
You hear that, Ranger fans? So shut the fuck up about Igor.
Seriously. Well, I thought that was a good end cap right there for the show. Yeah. This was Pastimes on the Mic, our hockey segment, reading between the pipes. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. We're on all of that. Stay up to date. It's crunch time for the fantasy hockey playoff. Send us a question, send us a trade idea. We'll be sure to answer it here on Pastimes on the Mic, reading between the pipes. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.